is Abby Davis, and welcome to True Colors. This is part of the work that we are providing for you to do before you come to class, just to give you some detailed explanation on some of the cards and how to score your assessment. So the first thing that I would like to show you are the cards. Now these have already been scanned to you, so what I would like for you to do is to print them out in color, and then you have to cut them, and I'll show you how to lay them out. So one of the first things that I'm going to ask you to do when we are online is to lay the colors out. You will look at the pictures and see which picture best represents you. Now going from left to right, you will put the picture that is most like you to least like you. So let's take a look at it. We have green, which has lots of pictures. We have blue. We have gold. And we have orange. So if you would take a look at it, you can see that green has some pictures with books and computers and different question marks. Blue has some pictures that look a bit more dramatic. It represents family. Looks like a lot is going on here, maybe some traveling. Then we have gold, where we're looking at a business plan and lots of books. There's some drama here. And then with orange, we're seeing some dice, probably representing that you're willing to take more risk. I see someone skydiving. So the next thing to do is to figure which one is most like you. So now that these are laid out, I would say that this one most represents me. Then I will put orange next because I think that is next most like me. And then gold, and then green. So blue is most like me. Orange is the second most like me. Gold is the third most like me, and green is the least like me. So you should go from most to least. That's left to right. The next thing I'll ask you to do is to read the verbiage. So now you will flip the cards. And once you read the cards, if they are still in the order that you believe that is most like you, once it starts to describe how you are at work, relationships, and in childhood, you may notice that you thought that blue was most like you, but once you read the verbiage on orange, it may represent what's most like you. So now you can switch it around if you would like to. And maybe green is more like you than gold is. So now our colors are laid out as orange, blue, green, and gold. So this will take me to my next area, to where you have to look at your score sheet, which I will show you on the board. So this is your score sheet, and this is also inside of your participant manual. So you will see how it is laid out, where orange is the first card, gold is the second card, blue is the third card, and green is the last card. What you will do with these boxes is put the number that is most like you to least like you. So if you remember, orange was most like me. So what I am going to do is, and this is my drawing of what the score sheet looks like. So since orange was the first one and orange is most like me, I will score it at a 4, because you will score 4, 3, 2, and 1. You'll assign those values. Blue was the next one that was most like me, and blue was the third one. So I am putting 3 over here. Note that it does not have to go 4, 3, 2, 1. You rate it by the color. The next that was most like me was green. So green would be given 2. And then the one that was least like me was gold. So that is now assigned as a 1. So what you're doing with the cards, once you lay them out according to what is most like you to least like you, you then transfer those numbers here to put what is most like you to least like you. After you've done that, you will look at the cluster sort. So once you look at your cluster sort, you will read the different words. If we look back at the area here that has all of the different words that are together, you will read the cluster sort going across. So just how we assign numbers going across, you will do the same here. So if I am looking at these words, the first cluster says active, opportunistic, and spontaneous. Then I'm going to look at parental, traditional, and responsible. The next cluster of words, authentic, harmonious, compassionate. And the last set of words, versatile, inventive, and competent. Now you may see some words that you like more than others. You might find that you like 2 words from one cluster and 1 word that best describes you in another. But unfortunately, you have to pick one cluster that is most like you. So in looking at these clusters, I will say the one that is most like me would be active, opportunistic, and spontaneous. So I will assign that a 4. The one that would be next most like me, I would pick authentic, harmonious, and compassionate. So now I will assign that at a 3. The one that is next like me, I would say parental, traditional, responsible. I will give that a 2. And the one that is least like me within the cluster would be a 1, which is versatile, inventive, and competent. So after you're done with that, you would move to the next word cluster, which has competitive, impetuous, impactful, and you can see these different wordings, but what you will do is the same thing that I did with the first set. You will go ahead and you will assign them. So this might be most like you, where it may be a 4, 3, 2, and 1. So once you've completed that for all of the areas, and I will show you, once you've completed it for all of the areas that you've been given, you will now have to total your areas. So when adding, you will add down. And if we look back over here, one of the things that I need you to make sure that you are adding is the number that you've also assigned yourself for the cards at the top that are most like you. So you will add each of the areas going down. They should total no less than 6, and it should be no more than 24. So each color area, you will have a certain amount that you can add. So let's see. If I assign myself in this area, I have a 4, then I have a 4 here. Let's say I gave myself a 3 here, and then a 2, maybe a 1, and then another 4. If these were all the numbers here, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 4, I would be adding these numbers. So this would total to 18. So that would show my total for orange would be 18. Then I would do the same thing going down for the next color, where you are looking at your gold. I believe that is gold. That is the next color. You will do the same thing for your gold area. Then you will do the same thing for your blue area, where you add all of it. And you would do the same thing for your green when you add all of it going down. Was it fun?
Go.
So I just showed the example of how you're supposed to add, and this will kind of give you an idea. This is also included in your participant manual that was sent to you. where we see the numbers up top where we have already assigned them. And with the cluster sort, if you remember, as you're reading the words, you're reading across and assigning them to which is most like you, to the one that's next most like you, to least like you. And you complete that for every sort. But remember, when looking at the words, you are reading across. When it comes time to add, we are adding down, including the number from the top. So as you can see, for the total orange, this is 15 because of how this has been added. Total gold would be 16 because it was added all the way down. Total blue, 13 because of how this is added. And then total green because of how this is added. Remember, when adding down, it cannot amount to any less than 6. And when adding the total, it cannot be any more than 24. So it should be no less than 6, no more than 24. And to know that you are doing it correctly, if we would add all of these numbers, they should total to 60. I hope that this was helpful to you, and I really look forward to speaking with you all on the 18th of June. So I will see you soon, and for those that I will see on the 30th of June, I look forward to meeting with you. Please remember to view this video as often as you need to before we have the class, but I will also be there to talk you through all of this when we go through True Colors. See you soon.